expressed on Live at the Barbershop are entirely those of the host, guest, and caller and do not reflect the opinions of Live at the Barbershop or its staff. Viewers' discretion is advised. The following podcast is intended for mature audiences only and contains adult contents, graphic language, strong sexual content, and a whole lot of shit talking. So in other words, get your kids out the room.
Live at the Barbershop with your hosts, Misha J, Aaliyah, Black Republican, and those two crazy Caribbean guys from the Q&N show, Norris and Q. And now, the man of the hour, Mr. HNIC, Mr. Sleep When You're Dead, Hustle Now, the magnificent.
Yo, son. What's up with all that?
I was just trying to amp it up, you know, like...
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, all right, I'm with that.
John, live at the Barbershop podcast.
And it's another Friday night in the building.
Hear that?
We're back in the shop, man. It's a beautiful Friday, man. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about tonight, man. Yeah. We're gonna go in on this Tyler Perry situation. Was he or wasn't?
Okay.
Yo, what up, Gil?
All right. We got a full panel two-player, so got a couple of special guest hosts in the background.
Yeah.
All right, we're waiting on the boss. He's behind the scenes right now trying to get some stuff together, closing the shop up. All right.
Yeah.
But the topic is Tyler Perry urges Black women to seek fulfilling love regardless of the income.
Wow.
Ready for that?
Yeah, I'm ready for that. I'm ready. But first, we gonna bring in our guest tonight?
Well, you introduce yourself first, man. Let's start with that.
This is your boy Q. I'm your boy Q.
All right, this is Madness. We're back in the shop, baby.
Yeah.
Like I said, John is backstage right now, so we're just waiting on him. But we'll go ahead and bring everybody in. We're
gonna bring in.
Let's bring in Sassy first. Yeah, let's do that.
Sassy, what's up?
Hello, gentlemen. What are you bringing to the table?
Whoa.
Facts.
She goes in real hard.
She's out the gate. What you bringing to the table?
I got one narrative: interdependence. We've been saying this episode after episode.
What are you bringing back, IT? Love? Yeah, what are you bringing?
Bringing myself in. Hey, man, what's going on, everybody?
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. We're gonna go into this. You want to introduce them?
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and bring in L from the Melanated Council. We see you.
Yeah. Hello. Good night. Nice to meet you.
Hey, good evening.
What's going on, L?
Welcome.
Yeah.
What is going on?
I think Sassy is ready for this one, and she goes through the gate. What about?
Yeah,
bring him to the
that
table.
was funny. That was funny.
Came out guns blazing. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, Sassy was out through the gate. So Sassy, you want to kick it off by your opinion on this? Is he wrong for saying what he says, or is it
Wait a
just
minute.
logical?
What did he say? Let's let the people see what he said. Let's run it that way.
Black IT got you.
Uno momento,
because I'm in for it too, man. Yeah.
Sir.
Hold on. I'm gonna play it back, but wait 1 second. Just continue talking for a second, Q.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What the ladies' opinion of that, man? It's people going in on it, but
Oh man, Madness is gonna go last with this one. You already know I'm gonna upset some folks. So I'm gonna save the madness for last.
So some of what Tyler was saying when we do get the audio up is basically if you can find love and it is a good man who came to love you at your worth, who works whatever job is necessary, does what he can, honors the house, honors you as his wife. If you are comfortable with handling most of the bills, and that's fine between the two of you, then that's okay. He's not beneath you. His gift may not be what your gift is, and he is just, secure in himself. So why not? Why not go ahead and, partner with this person whose income just to be somewhat lower than your own?
wow, but these days and times that this is hard to find.
Yeah, what's your thoughts?
Like, it's hard to find someone, like a woman who will date a man who makes less than her. Is that a question?
So more so is, do you support dating a man that makes less than you?
I mean, as long as he can, as long as he can take care of himself. I don't know. Are you thinking about like going to marriage?
I'm thinking if the only bill, because so the issue that's happening right now, right? We'll do dating first, all right? We'll cover both dating and married. Okay. As far as just dating goes, you hook up with, let's just say Steve for argument's sake, right? You and Steve are together and he's not in the best position, but he checks off your boxes, right? Whatever your box, you know what your wants, your needs are.
Right.
However, when it comes to finances, he's only able to cover, just the example that Tyler was able to give was the light bill. That was an example.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, L, all I got, baby, is the lights. I'll cover everything else the best way we can. We figure it out together, but all I got is the light bill. Would you support that man, that relationship?
I would. Yeah, I would date him. It's just I would definitely watch to see what he does. Like if he ever improves himself, if he ever improves his situation, especially monetarily. Like if he doesn't and refuses to, then I don't see a future with him.
Okay. Wow. And would you say it's the same for marriage? Like if that was your husband and let's just say he fell on bad terms or he just never was able to meet or match or surpass where you are financially. Is that something you would still sign on to?
I guess, I'm doing pretty well financially. So I feel like I'm not super well, but I'm personally a homeowner, and I pay all my bills and I live alone. But if we're married, that's a totally different ball game now. I wouldn't marry him if he just never improved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would just stop dating him.
You got anything you want to add to it, Q, before I start?
When you say improve, make himself better, you see that person making steps to be better and not just settle. That's what you mean.
So if he can only, how I'm interpreting it, if he can only pay the light bill, I don't know exactly how he is financially when it comes to his credit cards, it comes to his car payment, if he's strapped for cash, living paycheck to paycheck, it doesn't really have a monetary future. If he's not trying to create a financial future for even himself, then that's not someone I could stay with.
Okay. I respect it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to look at the circumstances.
Sassy, really quick, we're gonna try to play the audio one more time for the people, just so that they're aware of what we're discussing, and then we'll move forward.
All right.
Let us know if y'all not hearing anything now.
Will do.
In our society right now, Black women are making a lot more money for the most part than Black men, right? There are a lot of Black men who are successful, but for the most part, Black women are making the money. So if you can find love, if that man works, at whatever job and is a good man and is good to you and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can, because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you.
Yeah.
That's somebody who came to love you at your worth, right?
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill. As long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you handle the light bill, baby, you can take me to dinner every now and then. That is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But that's so hard for a lot of people to take in, because that means, no, I need somebody they need to make 5 times more, and I got to have, well, go on, keep your list, baby.
Yeah.
God bless you. Hope it happens. Go on, keep your list.
Wow.
Okay. So a part of this that we didn't get to listen was when he says he knows people in the category that both of them has this stock, but there is no happiness in it. See what I'm saying? So that was part of the clips you got. Never going. We didn't see tonight, but he's saying these things. So 2 person living together, they're all stacked up, but he sees no happiness. And I think this is experience from his experience he sees. So what he's saying, if the guy's down here and you're up here with your cash flow, maybe you can find happiness in that. But I think guys can find it, but it's hard for females. And what do you think he's saying when he says, do you agree that the females are making more this time now?
Yeah.
Females are.
Society wise, yes. It's not only Black women, just women in general.
That's true.
Right now, the gender gap, how it used to favor men, for the past 50 years actually has been shifting, and now it favors women. So now you're seeing a whole lot of the societal changes coming about, and this does contribute to it. Yeah, it does actually contribute to it, because women, we tend to date like lateral and then upward, right? So as we do that, we're going to look for someone that is equivalent in strength, in access, whatever resources, education and such, and then upward, right?
Yeah.
But
or at least you should. I don't know that that's really what's happening. Women with hypergamy, women tend to look up versus across and down with hypergamy.
Yeah, but it's across and up generally.
Okay.
Yeah. So what happens is with the across and up, as society is shifting, the pool for eligible men are getting smaller. So, and then the women are going to focus, like, let's say, on the top 5 to 10% of those males. So, like, you got 90% that they're not even going to really cater to or even acknowledge that they exist, unfortunately. So, you're going to find more competition in women for this smaller pool of men. And funny enough, it actually adds to a polygamous type of society.
That's a topic for another day. We may not tap on that tonight. All right. We're gonna see. Is the boss ready to come in? Let me see. Hold on 1 second.
I mean,
Black IT, do you have anything to add?
I want not right now.
Okay. Play it safe, player. Play it safe.
So I want to ask Sassy something that she
said. Questions right now, sir. Wait on the boss. We see if he got something he want to add, and then we move it into this thing, man. We're gonna dive in.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interesting things. Sorry for being late.
Talking to that mic, player. Talking to the mic.
All right. Pause.
Oh man. You found a new word. He ain't gonna let this one go, man.
Yeah. I don't know.
Man, first introduce yourself, player. What's
Oh,
going on, man?
sorry. Well, everyone, I'm John. Sorry for being late. I had some things to deal with. I don't know. I see things. I see the separation again. People playing in too much into taking things out of context, way too much.
Yeah.
I see a lot of females even throwing shade in between, saying that you really can't take comment. You can't take him serious because he's gay. You know, all these different things, and it's like, yeah. Trust me, I see your face.
Yeah, like, okay, I never thought of this. I thought, doesn't he have a girlfriend? He's like not married to.
He's
That's
married.
weird.
He's married.
Listen.
He's actually married.
And listen,
Oh.
and like I said, look, nowadays I'm not putting my bet on anybody because everybody's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when you was going to a lot of the Medea situation, it was not an issue. Everybody was a full-out fan until you don't hear what you want to hear at the end of the day. I didn't see nothing wrong with what he said. He's not telling anyone to downgrade, men or female, for any standards. But at the end of the day, what he's saying is you cannot keep putting this monetary situation on everything. Everything can't always be about how much are you making? What's the bag about? What's this about? Because at the end of the day, are you still happy?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing. It's like, are you still happy? Trust me, I know a lot of rich people, and they are not happy.
Yeah.
I've a lot of them.
I've seen that. I was watching a clip, and it was all focused on female, and a lot of them was in the medical field. They're saying this in 2000 and about 4 to 5 years, they were making less than what they're making now, and what they're making now, it makes them feel worse than what they were making before. No happiness, no time, nothing. Everybody has their own personal way. They have their own personal ways of living their life. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody has a personal way of living their life, but they were saying that.
You had something to say, El?
Like, yeah. The reason why that tends to happen is because once you start for some people, once you start making a lot more money, you start to get into the whole keeping up with the Joneses type of situation. So it's like, oh, I'm making, I don't know, 10% more. Let me trade my Honda Civic for a Mercedes CLA, Yeah, and it's like, well, you understand that, you're gonna have to take it to the dealership, and those parts are hella expensive. So, but you got to keep up. Like, oh, I'm making more money, so I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna live in a nicer apartment or place that's more expensive, drive a nicer car, buy nicer bags, shoes, whatever it is, and clothes.
Yeah.
And so
they
now,
keep
like,
going on and on.
exactly,
It never stops.
It never
right.
stops. Yeah.
Right.
But
But
the main
handle
question,
their finances.
but see, the main question between all that, are you still happy? It's all these Prada bags and all these Mercedes cars and all these big ass glasses on. If no pun intended.
These are cheap glasses.
Sunglasses.
They're paid off.
Sunglasses.
You're just making it worse. Just keep
digging, sunglasses. Are these material items making you happy?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I look at a lot of old school. You can look at a lot of old school photos, even black and white from way, way back. And even with slavery, and even with all these different obstacles that they had to go through. You understand? They're cheesing. You got people nowadays that got everything on the table.
Frowned up. Unit on.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
not happy where they at. Yeah.
What is the deal at the end of the day? Tyler Perry is not telling everyone out here, downgrade. I heard one lady said, Tyler Perry is saying for us to just go out and get an EBT guy. He didn't tell you that. Would you hear
now
that?
You're just making stuff up now.
Would
Yeah,
you
it's
hear
like,
that? The man told you if the man is making less than you and you have no issue with the man paying, at least contributing and doing his half. And if all he can do or is willing or is able to pay is the light bill, or if he, I don't want to take it out of context. So next thing you know, he's going, oh, he didn't say it. So it pertains to the light bill. If he's able to pay the light bill, it shouldn't be a problem. If you can pay the mortgage, he can pay the light bill, no problem. What is the issue?
I know what the issue is. There's several issues here. First, switch that thing back. First and foremost, right? I want the world to know this is extreme madness. So if you got somebody you want to get at me, okay?
Okay.
Here's the thing. I don't give advice, especially dating advice to women. No offense to the ladies. I just don't do it. Okay. I'm not
Thank
a
you.
woman. I have no clue what the hell you want most of the time, especially if you don't tell me, especially if you yourself don't know. I'm not in a position to speak for you. Okay. When it comes to men, I've been giving this message for a while. Level up, build yourselves, create whatever it is that you want. For the men, this is what I say. If you don't have your money in order, if you don't have your mental in order, if your health is not the best, then you shouldn't be dating. You shouldn't be pursuing a woman. Like, that's a space that you shouldn't even be addressing right now in this moment. This is madness again. Okay.
Q disagrees, but go ahead.
Q,
No, I agree. I
Right.
totally agree with that. I totally agree with
100%. Yeah, 100%.
yeah with Matt.
Yeah.
now, this little right right now, in the sense of Tyler Perry. So first and foremost, I find it hard to respect a man. This is me, madness. I find it hard to respect a man that dressed like a woman. I'm just putting that out there first and foremost. He has 2 films that I can tell you I saw entirely from start to finish multiple times. That was in no particular order: Daddy's Little Girls and Nobody's Fool. Okay. Dope movies. If you haven't seen them, check them out. Nobody's Fool is kind of the vibe I was getting from this list, that he didn't quite mention the list, but he was trying to touch on it, which I kind of was under the impression that he might be working on a new project, and that's why he did this interview.
Possibly.
Okay, because I saw something. I put the name in our group chat earlier. I forget what the name of it was, but it's like divorce and the black, something like that.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
like
I think that's
dot or whatever. But so not to stretch this thing out. Nobody's Fool. Omari Hardwick is in there, and there's a moment like this is one of those. It's like a trending reel. You see it all the time where he's like, "Oh, go be with your list dude, since I'm not your list dude." Because the last thing I want is to be hurt by a woman that I loved because I didn't qualify for whatever was on her list. Something like that. You know, you all have to look it up. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if women are even aware of what happiness is. Lately, when I look at the media, when I'm on Instagram, when I'm surfing the web, coming up with these different articles, everything seems to be about the dollar, the bag, everything. Okay. And for me, it's like, that's the one thing I'm telling guys to protect is that bag. You don't want to be throwing that around out here. If I'm not married to the woman, I don't see the need to pay your bills. That's first and foremost. Get mad, be irate. I personally don't care. Okay. Just dating and, oh, hey, let me see how many bills I can take care of it. I'm not thinking like that. That's first and foremost. Secondly, I'm not trying to live with you. Unless we're going out together to get something together, I'm not trying to move into your spot. I've done it.
Can you buy gas?
You can buy whatever you want to buy. I'm not.
Okay.
There's a difference. I'm not trying to pay no bills. If I'm gonna gift gas, we taking a ride somewhere, and I'm all right. That's me doing that.
Okay.
I'm not. Hey, L, how much is that light bill this month, baby, and the phone bill and every other? No. We're not going down that rabbit hole. We're not doing it.
So the phone bill, don't pay the phone bill either?
You don't need to be paying anything. Is that all that you can pay?
Q don't have a strategy.
Hold on.
We're gonna make a list for Q. I gotta work on some notes for Q.
I'm gonna tell you who messed it up for Q. It was a dude named Babyface.
Oh man.
Came out with that song and said, "I pay your rent, be your faithful lover, Ooh, baby. And he's a 2-time loser. This dude got divorced twice. Don't listen to Babyface.
No,
Three times.
You know what I'm saying? He's a good writer, but you can't listen to him.
Good music. Good
Yeah,
music.
that man divorced and came out.
Not the best strategy.
But you made a point earlier. I don't want to cut you off, but when you said, does females know what was it?
What they want.
What
What
they
it is
want.
that
What
they
makes
want.
them
What it is
happy?
that makes them
What makes
happy.
them happy?
Yeah. Do they?
All right, there you go, L.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
okay. All right, for sure. Yeah, like I know what makes me happy.
What is it?
Being financially secure. Kidding, not kidding. But
Okay. But are you waiting on a man to help you with that security blanket?
no, because I'm secure now.
Okay.
Mm.
And if a man came that was making less than you, did you think that he is taking from you or diminishing anything that you work for?
No.
If he respect you, love you, and is here to actually help and is still striving for better in life, how could you look at that and think, not you, but in
Right, no,
general,
I
them
get
out
that.
there, how could you think that that is like a dysfunctional movement or someone taking something from you or making it seem like you're downgrading or looking for lesser? I don't understand it.
No, I agree with you. What I found a little confusing, and I guess it's just how I interpreted the Tyler Perry thing. Like he's like, oh, I can only pay the light bill. Like I was assuming that they live together or like they're married. I don't know. Like if they're in a
Mhm.
relationship and they live together, and it's like I hope that they would have figured out like their finances and everything before him moving in, because like it does get more expensive when another person lives with you. Like it could be it could be cheaper depending. Like it depends on like their salary. Like if she's fine on her own, then he can only add to the money if he had, depending on like his salary and how he is spending his money and how he's financing everything. Like at least that's how I see it.
Now,
So,
oh, you go ahead. Now get it out. Get it out.
hold on 1 minute. So, all right, here's the thing now. So I was thinking about something after watching it and hearing all the different comments and thinking about something. And I thought about something. When it going back to the, let's say 50s, 60s, 70s, because I even heard when they said, I can't pronounce this lady name, which everyone knows, Yana Zanvalis or whatever the name is.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about.
Iana Van Zon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So someone said, oh, she wanted us to get a garbage man. And then now Tyler Perry wants us to get a EBT guy.
Well, I mean, a garbage man has a great salary, but go on.
They make good money. What is
I
going
know.
on? Yo,
Okay.
it depends on what they live. They probably making at least 90,000 a year. What?
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
so-
it's 90K. Yeah.
See, back in the days, you were somebody if you had a garbage man. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you was like on top of the world, but at the end of the day, it's more like you had security. You had somebody that had a stable job. Person's
Right.
gonna be in that job for a while. He's gonna get out and everything's gonna be good. But at the end of the day, now that don't cut it for them. That don't cut it for them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you look at it and you see and you're saying to yourself, all right, so that's not cutting it for you. This one ain't cutting it for you. What is going to really cut it for you? Because the males from back in the 60s that was taking care of the household and the female was just mainly dealing with the kids in the household.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what year was that? Say that year again.
You said the 60s? I'm like,
50s, 60s, you know, you used to watch like Beaver
Okay.
to Beaver and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All these different shows coming up until like Good Times and stuff like that. A lot of it was mainly the females, because think about it. Even Florida Evans,
mm-hmm.
for a minute, when she wanted to go out and work, James at the beginning was like, no, I'm the breadwinner. You stay home with the kids until they finally, okay, go ahead. And then come up to the Jeffersons now. Weezy was mainly at home. She had a maid at that point. So why is it now, if the tables turned, then after all these years of every female being able to sit at home and take care of the kids and do certain things, and if the tables turn, because the table has turned in the workforce, the tables have turned in the fact of voting and other things. You understand what I'm saying? So now if the tables turn, what is the
end goal?
What is but now is he a bum? There are some dudes that are real bums that just sit around and don't do nothing. But we're not
There
talking
are
about
awesome dudes that are real bums.
No. Also, he said also.
No, there are some guys that are just
okay.
No, listen. Trust me, there are some professional bums out there that just sit around and use females.
Yeah, that's true.
There's some dudes that the couch bumpers or something. There's a term for them that dudes that just go from couch to couch.
Homosexual.
Right, these dudes that just date girls so they can have a place to crash. You know what I'm saying?
All right, well,
Listen. So at the end of the day, we're not talking about those guys. We're talking about the 9 to 5ers, the guys that get up and go out there and they're striving for better. They're trying to get the bigger position. They're trying to do things, but that takes time.
Yeah,
it takes time.
Yeah, that's fine as long as he's making the effort. But yeah, no tolerance for non-effort. Zero tolerance for non-effort. Zero tolerance for non-effort. I mean, you can't stay stagnant in life. Every year you should strive to make a little bit more income.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody, not just females or males. This is everybody.
So keep it on sassy now. All right. So here we go. All right. It's madness. All right. So because I don't know what all they seeing on the screen, but with I don't remember the year exactly. I want to say 1935. I was trying to look it up real quick. When they introduced welfare into the Black communities.
Okay.
I'm getting this idea where it's like the more things change, the more things stay the same. Okay. In the I'm gonna say the 30s, okay, because I don't remember the year exactly. So I'm gonna say the 30s.
I would guess it was after the Depression. Yeah, it came through after the Depression.
Okay.
After or before? We're not gonna get into all that.
Go ahead. No.
Yeah. That act forced the men out of the house for a financial gain for women. Ultimately, that's who got the gain. You got X amount of dollars per child, and you got $0 if you had a man in the house. Independence, this whole independence, or let me put it this way, dependent upon the government and their funds, was invented. Women no longer needing Q, like get this guy out of here, It's costing you money. Unless Q is in a position to provide for you and the little ones, and whatever y'all situation is, we need to get him out of here. Get him out of the equation.
Yeah.
Where we are now, equal rights, equality is a huge thing. Women are making more money. And it seems like at least from this Tyler Perry thing here, where the more money these women make, the more money they expect their dude to make.
They still want
I saw a study where I'm sorry.
Most women still want the comfort. It's like a double comfort. I got my income and I got yours too.
Yeah.
What are we doing with yours? This is the question that men have. Like, if I pay for everything, what exactly do you do with your money?
Yeah.
That's your cushion. That's a valid question.
It's a valid question. But you do have those women that want both. They want the best of both worlds. Yeah. They exist.
They do.
If she's been the simple.
This is my question, right?
Yeah.
It's been expressed that it's not you ladies. Okay, so we're gonna have to make an exception for the two of you. But if this is how women are, how exactly would they deal with them if the shoe was on the other foot? In the sense of how should we deal with a woman that makes less? Because I personally don't have an issue with the woman that works at McDonald's or Burger King, so to say, just for lack of better words.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily mind. A woman's income doesn't matter to me.
To most men.
I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for me. For me, it doesn't matter where she's at.
Okay.
What does she look like? This is naturally the first thing, we pay attention to details. Okay, the package looks like something I want to be invested in. What's the conversation like? Where is her mental?
Yeah.
How well does she take care of herself? What is it that she can add to me?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Is this going to be a bad look, me standing next to it? Is this somebody I can raise kids with? How is she with kids? Does she have kids? Like, these are the things that men, and I'm saying men now in a general sense, but for me, this is what I'm thinking about. I don't care where she works at. Is she unemployed? No vehicle? That might be a problem. Maybe. Because then I got to do all the driving. I don't want to do gas too damn high right now. Okay? But what I'm saying is, men have no issues dating across, down, up. It really doesn't make a difference to us. But for women, you have that straight across and up, as you stated. How would you deal with you if you wasn't?
Is it society?
It's programming.
I would say it's like
Programming.
I mean, this is pretty much like the first time in history where this is the case. So like we're like all adjusting to this. That's why it's like freaking everybody out, because it's like, oh my God, like because you know, back in the 1930s, women couldn't have their own credit card unless it was, you know, signed off by a man. Like
everything,
like, we couldn't do anything like without a man. Like we couldn't own a home without a man. We couldn't like so this is so like it wasn't just that it was just flipped back then because that's just how it was. It was like systemically lawfully flipped. Like we had no choice, but women had no choice but to be in the home because we couldn't do anything else. It's not like we didn't want to do anything else. Of course we wanted our own money. Of course we wanted our own finances. There's even like like accounts of women who, you know, probably like your grandmas or your great grandmas or your great aunties, you know, like when the husband would give them the allowance, they would try to save a little bit more for themselves and just kind of keep some money hidden just to have some level of independence, because it is absolutely mind-numbing and frustrating to just have to rely on somebody else in order to get the things that you want. So it's not like women were just out here basking in the sun, not working. Because of course, Black women are always working. Black women and women of color are always working. This was primarily a rich white woman thing.
Right.
So, you know, like that wasn't really the case. We were just stuck. Like we couldn't really do anything. Granted, white women got the right to vote in the 1920s, and but it's not like things flipped.
It wasn't instant.
Exactly. Like nothing was instant. So this is literally like we're like living in history right now. Like we are
new territory right here.
Exactly.
It is.
The table has turned.
Yeah,
it's turning. It's still, you know, it's still turning. It's not
right.
like,
absolutely, because like most like Fortune 500 CEOs are still predominantly white men over 6 feet.
Right.
So,
but think about something just now when you said it.
What's up?
When a female had to depend on the husband, give her money.
Yeah.
And then she had to break herself off with a little bit just to have some form of independence, to know that if she wanted something, she didn't have to go to him.
Or she can leave him because she
or
was
anything of that nature, right?
Yeah.
Right. So color purple type of situation. You know what I'm saying? But think about that now and fast forward. Fast forward to our generation now, right? Where you have the man now that has to be in that shoe where he has to ask his female now.
Does he have to? Does he really though? I don't.
Listen, let me finish it out. Hold on.
I want to see that dynamic. I've never witnessed.
Oh no, trust me. Listen, I got some dudes that I don't even want to mention their names, but I got some dudes right now. They can't even eat lunch without checking in and saying, "I'm gonna buy a burger. Is that cool?" Okay. So I'm telling you, they're awesome out there. They're awesome out there. But I'm not saying it in that sense, but meaning that when I say programming, this is a new wave form of what was it, the slave show? Was it Buck
breaking?
Buck breaking. This is a new wave era of buck breaking.
Nah.
Hold on. Pause. Let me finish it.
I wouldn't say that.
This is a psychological situation here, meaning that
created by who though?
once
That's what my,
come
yeah,
on,
get
listen,
it out. Nah, get it out,
who,
player.
who you think is created by? Listen to us
White
having this
supremacists, but go on.
discussion. Listen to us having this discussion right now.
Right.
Right? The separation between black men and black women in our own household each and every day is widening more and more.
Is it because
The
we're
divorce
trying to
rates-
wait? Is it because we are so focused on trying to be accepted by those that have created the narrative?
But again, that is no different than programming.
But why are we trying to be accepted by those that created
Because
the
of
narrative?
programming. Again, listen,
Walk
we
away.
watch and we see so many different things that are
Walk
programming us.
away.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. A good show for you guys. A good show for you guys to watch is a thing. And I listen. When I first heard it, I said this is some foolery. But until I watched it, go watch They Clone Tyrone.
Yes.
Oh, I
we
love that
know.
movie.
Go watch They Clone Tyrone. Okay, it is no different. It is really no different. I tell everybody all the time. I've been in radio for years. I've done background scenes in television, different things like. Trust me when I tell you, it's all in programming. You're not seeing it direct. That's just like when they talk about elevator music. It's
No,
a
we're
subconscious
familiar.
situation.
We are very familiar. We're not
So
saying
when-
no. We're not
No, so-
negating what you're saying. But I'm
so
just
trust
saying,
me-
as a people, we just need to walk away.
But it's hard. It's hard because all right,
Yeah.
take for instance now, even
It's in
I'm not
everything.
giving the movie away too much, but even when it came down to them making a decision on breaking the cycle or just going back to your regular life, right? And some of them were like, yo, I don't want no smoke. I'm going back to my regular life. It's no different when some of us are not in the matrix. We didn't take that pill, the blue pill, the red pill situation. Some of us can see the foolery that's going on, and some are not. They're so caught up in the matrix.
That's true.
The material items, the separation, the man versus woman situation, all these different things. It's not going on in every single neighborhood. In the
Right.
Jewish neighborhood, they working together. In the Korean or Asian, politically correct term, they're working with each other.
Because they know and respect their roles.
Yeah.
We don't know if
approach
they're-
it.
There you
They
go.
don't approach it as a competition. Our problem is competition.
But
When
again,
there's
that's
scarcity,
getting-
when there's scarcity, there's competition.
us.
There's a
Amongst us.
perception of increased competition when there's scarcity. So
Where's the competition? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Hmm?
I missed.
between us, because it's like, well, I got mine. Why don't you have yours? You ain't doing nothing. Get the hell out of here. You ain't nothing. Because
Would you say that's between the genders, or is that just among the black community as a whole?
I'm gonna speak for the black people. You know, it's like, oh well, I'm doing. And
But
now
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
at
turn
war with
around
you
and I'm
for this.
gonna put you down because I think you're not doing.
Yeah, I don't
Instead of
necessarily
saying-
think it's. Oh, I'm sorry. Go on.
Yeah, instead of saying, you know, how can we encourage and uplift each other? It's
Right.
just like we just Xing each other off. Like, go that way, whatever. You know, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's
just look out for me.
Sure.
That's it.
You know, all right, L, I don't know. Go ahead. You had something to say?
I was gonna
Um,
jump in, but go ahead. You got it.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I was going to. Yeah. I think it's definitely competition between all of us, like no matter the genders. You see it a lot among the Divine Nine and at universities, like especially post graduation, and like they all stick together, but like it's not like the A5A, the alphas are going to be helping out the Q dogs, you know,
Right.
like they're very separate. And they're also separated. They all separate from just non-Greek blacks as well. Like there's not that much like support in like among each other. Like for example, like I know the owners of like this phenomenal black-owned restaurant called Swirl Wine Bistro. They're in Margate, and the chef, they're Jamaican born. The chef, she's like traveled to like Sweden and Switzerland all over, learned a whole bunch of culinary, could cook anything flawlessly. Like it's the best food I've probably ever had in my life. They're like 5-star rated on Open Table, and the owner, like he's always saying that he's just struggling to get, you know, especially like just support from like other Black
His
people.
own.
Yeah, like he does, like, and like they try hard, like they are always trying to hire Black, and like the Black people that come in are just like not up to par, because this is a fine dining wine, you know, bar. It's not saying that they don't like fine dining Black servers and hosts don't exist. Like there were actually like there was because they do something for Jamaican Independence Day each year, and one of the servers actually like did like served like Obama once. So they can, like, they have connections, they can find people sometimes, but like just the everyday day to day, and also like the support, like they're like they've been open for like 5 or so years now, and like they're just like they survived the pandemic, and then like they're just now kind of sort of starting to get some kind of support, sort of.
But still not where it should be. Not where it should
not
be.
at all. Like
because we're at the other restaurants.
Right, exactly. Like we like he tells me stories day in and day out, Mike. Like he says that, like, you know, Black people come in and like they give like this look of like oh, like what is this? And it's like, oh, it's too expensive, or like, oh, like like how come you don't serve this? Like, and it's like this weird uppityness, yet they would happily spend their money at like Cooper's Hawk. They'd happily spend their money at Chili's or Fridays, these chains, instead of supporting a small business.
Kiki's on the river.
Programming.
What you say, Black guy?
Definitely programming. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
They would definitely spend their money at Kiki on the river. If you don't know it, it's out of your budget, my boy. If you don't know it, it's out of your budget, my boy.
Radis, you had something to say?
Yeah, so I was gonna go back to the Tyler Perry thing. Like in his statement, I want to say there was a small piece that a lot of people overlooked, and it was if he's good to you. And you know, I'm shifting again from the women, and just this is more so just for anybody. If the person you're signing on to is good to you, we can leave a bag out of it. Don't focus on that bag, because if the person is good to you, you can build with him, her, them, whatever your pronoun is.
Right.
I don't want to, you know, comment on just one person, one type of group, but you want somebody that's going to be good with you, somebody that you can build with.
Yeah.
Again, I say, if you ain't in a position to date, don't date. Don't sign on to anything. Stay solo. Figure it out. Don't incorporate anybody into your BS. You got a bunch of debt, deal with your debt. You got bad spending, deal with that first, man. Address those issues within before tapping into somebody else. I mentioned
absolutely.
This word early on. I mention this word every episode if I can get it in there. Interdependence. Two or more parties dependent upon one another equally. I need you just like you need me. And this is how we survive. The same rules apply to the community. But that Jamaican restaurant is no different from the Haitian restaurant, no different from the American restaurant. We don't support us, and that's where the problem comes in.
But you remember, rest in peace, Kevin Samuel. You remember he was Samuels. He was
Yo, he actually got it right. He's Jamaican, so
this was what he was built on, what you take into the table. You remember that was his major saying. What are you taking to the table? Because some females just don't. They want the guy that has the 6-figure. They could be coming in with
6 figures, 6 foot, 6 everything.
6'6".
The mark of the beast, so you can have him.
You know what I'm saying? That's where it come from. That a female can walk in just as she is.
So let me ask everyone a question on something real quick. Do you think that Blacks
Okay.
And I know all different races do this, but I'm just asking blacks from the slavery situation, and as we progressed over the years, do you think that a lot of them have it in their mindset now that the only way I can feel important or equal to the next one, the Caucasian next to me, is to have all these things that some of them don't even cherish it as much as we do, but the same things they have to show that I am good and equal to run with you. So if I move next to the Jones, or if I have that Prada bag, or if I have those slippers, or whatever the case may be, then it makes me feel as if I made it, or I am accepted, and I'm not like them. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not like those ones that can't afford it.
Absolutely.
Those are the ones over there. I'm different.
Right. Absolutely.
Because draw reference to a show, Love and Hip Hop, and I saw they had this episode where Shay Johnson received a Tesla.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't the fact that she received a Tesla, it's the fact that she looked into the camera and said, "Yes, y'all, my man got me a." She didn't even mention Tesla. She said something like he got me the X456. That one there is a $150,000 one. I'm still looking in. I wish there was a camera when I was looking. I was looking at the camera like, so it's a car at the end of the day. But see, to her, the monetary value of what he paid for it is more than anything else, because she wants everyone to know that that car is not the typical one. This one costs more than the one that you have. You understand what I'm saying? And you're looking at it like, what? Are you serious? Like, this is where we are?
And see,
because when you pull up to mine, that's like Jay-Z brainwashing everyone.
Yeah.
Is this a 4.0 or 4.6? Does it even have leather? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people like, yours don't even have leather.
Right, yeah.
Contrary to popular demand, a lot of the Range Rovers had all leather. That was an overhype. It was just the engine. That's it. 4.0, 4.6. More horsepower. That's it. Horsepower, that was it. My bad.
Now, I hate that you mentioned that one, right? So naturally, I hate that you mentioned that one, because I did look that up, man. And, so we're in a different time now, which, I mean, I guess it all ties in. The whole money situation, in a sense, like the era we're in now, they have these gifts for the pregnant woman. Called a push gift. I'm sure y'all heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Called what?
Gift, a push gift.
Push gift. Yes.
And what
You're in labor. This is the gift. Like, I'm bringing you that gift for the push.
Give you that chain.
It's a push gift. It's a real thing. When you get a chance, look
for
at it.
giving childbirth, you're gonna have to immediately receive a gift for giving childbirth. Beyond the baby, the baby's not enough.
With that situation that John just mentioned there, I think this dude was like 3 hours late to the birth of his child.
Yeah.
And you know, he's like, hey, this is why I was late, though, baby. Check it out. I got you the Model X.
Or
whatever. Well yeah. She forgot all about this fool not being there to welcome the baby in, but at least he brought the Tesla keys, and the contract. Like,
okay.
What you see,
we have better as a people, man.
I mean, like, this is what, like, reality TV, like, it's entertaining and catchy for a reason, but it doesn't. The funniest thing about reality TV is, like, it doesn't reflect reality.
Well, apparently it is. Apparently these people think that it is reality, so it's becoming their reality.
Well, yeah.
I mean, goes back programming.
It comes back to program.
Turn the TV off.
It goes back to Park. What is it? Is it Madison Avenue or Park Avenue? Wherever they do all the marketing out of New York City. It goes back to fabulous marketing.
Times Square.
Okay? No,
you mean Madison Avenue? The advertising, yeah.
The advertising district. There you go.
Yes, Madison.
So yeah, they control everything apparently right now. So
So let me ask you now: is it like a child when you give a child everything and you break them bad, and now the minute you say no, it's a tantrum situation? Is it that again, going back into the programming, where if the only way I can satisfy a female or feel like I'm a man, or all these different terms that they say, is to constantly keep spending.
if that's
Then,
the female you're with,
Right, yeah.
Well, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, all right. Again, you guys don't fall into this category, but you are the minute few that are out here now that did not fall into the matrix. So now, for the average guy out there, he's gonna come across many more of those than you guys. In his quest to find someone. Because a lot of them, see, where you guys hang out is not where the typical younger heads is hanging out. You understand? Or even guys in the same age group as you guys. They are still trying to find someone either younger or whatever the case may be is going on in their life. So the problem with it now is that, again, the few good ones that are not looking for all these different things, they're just trying to find happiness for the few times we got left on this earth.
Okay.
While the rest of them now are trying to acquire whatever they can, and it don't really matter about the individual next to me, because whether he stays or go, it doesn't really matter. So long as the bag is there and everything is good, because I've even heard females say they don't even care if the dude cheat. So long as the black card is still running, then we're good.
polygamy society. Go ahead.
So,
we're not doing that this episode.
So, and that's the thing with it. It gets to a point now where, like, when is it really gonna just come down to us working with each other? Like, I've never really heard that portion of it. I keep hearing me. You know what I'm saying? And it's not gonna get any better. To just be realistic about it, it's not really gonna get any better.
No.
It's gonna come a point right now where we're gonna stand across the street from each other. Because when we go to the club nowadays, that's exactly what we all went to a club, and literally men were on one side of the club and females were on the other side of the club. And the whole night, now everyone paid good money to get up in this place. And everyone, there's no dancing going on, there's no interaction. If you didn't come with a significant or a friend of the opposite sex or some situation like that, you were standing there all night just staring at each other from across the streets, like Crips and Bloods, like things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, and still wondering who's gonna make a move first. Because guys were coming over and still being polite. Hey, man, I have a dance. Hell no. And it's like, okay, my bad. And you feel you got to do the whole walk of shame all the way back across the. Yeah, she wants me. She wants me. I just didn't want to dance with her right now. Yeah, okay. Situations like this, it's not gonna get any better. We are gonna still keep going and dividing. It's gonna keep going like that. And again, thinking back when you look at the Cosby Show, Different World, all these good programs. You know, we had nightly news, we had Caribbean vibes, we had all these different things that's feeding us, telling you you're a queen, you're a king, you could do better, be better, do better. And we were all striving. And then at a point now, it just dropped. It just dropped because there was too many of us now reading. There was too many of us now getting educated and figuring it out. Like, yo, okay, oh, this is what they doing. Oh, this is what this is. Oh, no, I'm not falling in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, really look at it on a whole. Because 2023, we're at the point right now in 2023 where men and female now are really at each other's throats. Like, we're fully at each other's throats and telling each other, each party's like the worst words we can use. Oh, she's stupid. Oh, that guy's a bum. He's this and he's that. And we're really not gonna get any better. There's not gonna be any real procreating or anything of that nature because this one don't like that one no more. And it's just gonna keep going to the point where it's like everyone is just gonna be in their own separate zone. And then here comes those reality glasses where people are talking to their phone and they're talking to virtual friends, and you know. So think about it. It's not far-fetched. Because a lot of us don't even come out of our house nowadays. Go ahead.
My take is, I still believe like you have to be the change that you want to see, man.
Yeah.
Start in your house. Start with your woman. Start with your kids.
True.
And just focus on that.
Yeah.
Well, if all these people are single and have no kids, that kind of what John was getting at, then you really truly have to start on yourself. You have to figure out what it is exactly that you want and be honest with yourself. You know, it's easy to say that like, oh, men do XYZ, women do ABC, blah, blah, blah. This is just how it is, especially when you are constantly, you know, looking at your phone, looking at this device, when you use it for swiping on dating apps, you use it for looking at porn, you use it for interacting with your friends, you use it for interacting with people on social media, you use it for watching, you know, funny YouTube videos, you use it for literally everything. There's literally no divide anymore. So what has ended up happening is that because we are so addicted to our devices, our phone and our vices, we have, you know, like literally no separation. So I remember seeing a study, and they were saying that like there are largely more men than women on dating apps. That apps like Tinder have to actually create fake profiles, and actually have to create fake profiles and have them interact with the men for a little bit just so they can stay on the app.
Wow.
Because there's just
I saw something different. I saw the opposite. It's more women on these apps
no
than men.
No, it's more men on these apps.
Okay, I had to look that one up now.
Okay. I mean, it could have been like maybe like depending on like the age group or something. Maybe women who are like older and like their 50s and 60s possibly, but usually like 20s and 30s, it's largely more men than women on dating apps.
Wow.
And so they're and like I remember on the dating apps, like men would always be like, "Are you a bot? Is this a bot? Can you share like Instagram or something like that?" I'm like, "No, I'm not a bot." Very flattering. It's like, I am real.
So, what are you saying? More dudes are on dating app than females?
Than women, yeah. So
I'm gonna look this one up. I'll be there. I'll see you Tuesday. And
I mean, I can see that. I can see that.
So men are getting, and of course I'm generalizing, but like a lot of younger men for sure are having this very skewed perspective of women because they're seeing a whole bunch of rejection, which is jading them. Women who are real on the apps are incredibly freaking jaded because the amount of actual men that they interact with just want to ask for sex or try to do the absolute bare minimum for sex, and then if they get sex, then okay, and then nothing else, and then
on to the next one.
But it's like, even so, it's like you're still not creating a relationship. You're still not trying to get to know these women. You're like, I call it having sex for men. Like you're just having sex with women to tell your boys like that. You know, like you should be.
It's a marketing.
Yeah, it's like what are you doing? And like so, and so they're not having. So they're just trying to get sex as fast as possible. It's not really happening because I'm sure you've seen the study back a couple of months. I don't know, like the rise of lonely single men. Yeah, because they're not actually meeting up with these women because A, a lot of them don't exist, and B, a lot of women are tired of like, you know, matching with 100 men in a day and then 99 of them want to have sex immediately. Of course they're getting jaded. It's like, hey, can we have a conversation? No. And then they're just like, oh, she doesn't want to have sex, on to the next girl. And that's not what's happening.
Wow.
They're like, yo, what do you think Tinder's for?
Regardless, it doesn't matter the dating app. Like they're all the same Hinge, Bumble.
But that's the thing what I'm saying right now. Majority of these guys that I talk to that are usually on these things, they don't use that for no sort of dating, nothing. It's
And
like
they're not
exactly
meeting, but how are they meeting women then? They're not actually going to the
Listen.
places where women are. Like
Yo.
they're going to the weight room. They're like, the women are in the yoga class. They don't want to take yoga because it's gay. I don't know. Yoga's great
there's
for
a
you.
there's
So
there's
the women are in the yoga class.
there's Bumble
Oh, you
gurus.
was getting notes over
There's
there. He
Bumble
said-
gurus and
he said, "Hold on,
Bumble.
y'all gotta slow it down. He's trying to get your path.
No, I'm saying there's guys that study this whole dating thing and they got it down to a science. They'll go to different cities, different thing to meet up and do what they got to do.
Yeah,
but
pickup
again,
artists.
but
That's
again,
crazy.
when you think, all right, listen. To some people, it may seem crazy. There's guys nowadays that just don't want to deal with the headaches. You see what I'm saying? And that right now is their ticket out. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That's no different from what was the one with oh man, where I forgot the name. It was a movie with the chick with the red dress and she was a hooker and then she married the
Oh,
dude.
Keep bringing this one up.
I'm just saying.
Pretty
Forget about that
Little
one. No.
Woman.
Pretty
Little woman.
Pretty
or something.
Woman,
Pretty,
yeah.
Pretty woman. All right.
Yeah, with
It's
Julia
no
Roberts.
different. Like if he was used to dealing with the street workers or escort services or whatever, this is the new form of that without dealing with all the extra stuff. Now it's just picking up my phone. Yeah, we frown our faces, but for those people, they look at it like I don't have to deal with the headaches of all these things. Like you said, hey, what up? And if you say, yeah, what up? Oh, she ain't speaking my language. Next, you know what I'm saying? Because we should know what up means. You know what I mean? So for them, it's you know the deal, I know the deal, straightforward, you in or you out. And if you ain't in, I'm out.
Yeah.
And they don't have to deal with all the extra stuff like you said. I gotta come in, I gotta pretend, I gotta buy the bag, I gotta get the flowers, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And then it probably don't end up nowhere. Some guys are at that point, and some females too, because there's a lot of females that's heavy into it as well. You know what I mean? And but that's why I said at the end of it's a lonely life.
Right, exactly. No, it's true. It's just that, like, yeah, if you have the money and like there are people who work in who are sex workers who are on these dating apps. And so they know, they try and shoot their shot or do what they can with, and like there are men who are like, yeah, I can pay or blah blah blah. So like, yeah, they go with them. Like they match.
Say it, Al.
Like they go together, which is fine. Like if a woman who's in sex work is looking for money, for business, and he's willing to for pleasure, then and he has the money, like that's fine. Like I don't have any, like there's no issues with that. Like everybody is satisfied.
Honest. Yeah.
Right, everybody's honest and satisfied. Right, but like if you are like just a regular like Joe Schmo,
no,
and you're trying to treat every woman like a sex worker, that's what ends up happening on these apps. And it's like, let me see if I can have sex for free or sex after a date. That's the difference.
I'm gonna bring L up. L, I'm gonna bring you up on speed. Say it with me, L. Say it with me, L. You ready? Ready?
I don't know what we're saying.
Yo, just say it. You just say it. Just say it when I say it. You gonna say it with me?
Okay.
He's a trick.
It's a trick. Oh, you meant like
the term is he's a trick. He's a trick. That's a trick. That dude's a trick.
Yeah. Same thing.
I just need to see you say it out.
It's a trick. Yeah. Or she's a trick. Yeah.
He's a trick.
I thought.
Yeah, that's tricking. Yeah, he's a trick.
It's universal.
Oh, that's what you. Oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, not. I get it now. I get it now. Like, I highly, highly, highly doubt that every single man on these dating apps are just like
tricking.
Like, that's not what's happening.
Trust me, they're not.
Yeah, they just don't know how to communicate with women, like Gil commented.
Yeah,
it's communication.
It is communication.
Out there in the yoga class.
No, it's like, no, that's literally how like my old like I forgot. He was like some C-suite level person at a company I worked for. Like somebody said, "Hey, you can meet women at yoga." So he took one yoga class and met his wife.
Like married being.
Yeah.
And you turn it into a story.
This is like you. Like what people need to do primarily is just find ways of meeting people in person, and that doesn't happen. Like people go to the clubs, and I feel like that's just like a really quick thing to think of, especially when you're younger, like in your 20s. Like you just think like, oh, how like I want to go out and like dance or meet up with people or meet people. It's like, oh, let me go to the club.
Yeah.
But like,
What happened to the churches?
Yeah, church. Yeah, no, like that's a. I can't remember the percentage, but I think that's like 14% of how people meet each other is through like a place of faith. Yeah. 1/3, like 32%, is friends of friends.
Right.
That's locations.
Yeah.
That was the best way from back in the days.
How much percent?
Because your friends always could tell you, yo, yeah, don't mess with her. She's not.
Don't do it.
You'll be like, but she cute. He's like, yeah, she's cute, but she's not.
But she's crazy.
You'd be like, okay, you can stay away from that one. You know what I mean? Or you sit there at the barbecue, you look, and you're like, yeah, nah, she drinking a Coke 45. I'm good. You know?
Right. Like you're at like because like you see these people online and you don't know how they are in person. But when you see people out in person, like at a party, like a house party or like a barbecue or I don't know, like a wedding. Weddings are a huge way to meet people. Like you see this person, it's like, oh, they don't look half bad. On the dating app, they look like shit. But but in person, they look fine.
But it's like Gil said, it's like Madness said, it all ties in. Communication and fix yourself first.
Yeah,
absolutely. Fix yourself first. Before you even start dealing with all the extra stuff.
Yeah.
Fix yourself first. And that goes on both sides. Like, don't look for somebody now to come in and rescue you from your debts or your bills or all the things that you piled up.
I'm fixing, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that has nothing to do with love itself or you finding someone that's going to be there until you get old. That's what the whole purpose of this thing is.
People don't look for longevity anymore. They just want immediate fixes. Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's how our society is now when it comes to everything. Like we have, you remember we used to like watch TV shows or reruns but now we could just watch everything on demand. Everything's on demand. Dating's on demand. Swiping is, exactly. Like everything's just now. And like it's
now.
In the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
You know that.
It's in the palm of your hand now. Everything is in the palm of your hand.
I'm trying to think if I met anybody at a convention. They do have parties at the conventions though, like if you're a massive nerd. I've been to one. I'm a massive nerd, I'll admit it.
So all right, in closing now, let me ask everyone now. So back to the Tyler Perry portion of things. Do you feel that he said something
I can't hear you.
Oh, Q, she said she couldn't hear you.
No, I don't think in my own way and my thoughts, I don't think he said anything.
I think the audience might have been wrong. That's where my take is. Like, who better to get advice from than the billionaire that most of these people are looking to achieve anyway? The billionaire is telling you, find happiness, man. Focus on that bag later on. Figure yourself out. Figure out the person you're trying to be with, and then build with them. I don't really have any issues with what he said. I just think it was the wrong audience, ultimately.
Yeah.
L.
I think what Tyler Perry said was good, but in a perfect world where, men's values aren't, if we lived in a world where men's values aren't tied to their salary as much as they are now, it would be a good message. It's just we don't quite live in that world. I'm fine with somebody, like I agree with Madness where it wasn't the right audience. Like, you know, as long as somebody's trying to better themselves and it was working towards that, then I'm for it. But if they're just staying at the place where they can only afford the light bill, unless like they're doing what they love. I don't think we really talked about that actually.
Right.
That's important.
True.
Then I don't really, you know, like I can't say that I quite agree. It just depends on
the circumstance.
In general, it depends on where the couple is going. My ideals for the future don't quite line up with that personally.
Okay.
But I wouldn't mind dating somebody who makes less money than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sassy.
Yeah. No, I agree with what he says. I have no problem with that as long as where's that money going? Is it going back into your business that you're building? No problem.
Exactly.
No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, that's some rare gems right here. Okay.
I think overall
they don't make L's and sassies. There ain't too many of them out here.
I think at the end of the day, like, people just really need to understand themselves, like you said, communication, but understand right now we are definitely being programmed. And if you can't see past that, there's really no future at the end of the day. So take that into consideration. And for all the yoga instructors out there, I'm gonna give you Q's number because I see him thinking about it real thoroughly right now. But I'm gonna tell you right now, don't go to the one that has the heat in it. Q's gonna come out stupid skinny. Okay.
I got so it's
homosexual.
Homosexual.
Like that one.
I got one question.
Say that 3 times, Gil.
I got one question. When can you be responsible for a bill when dating?
When dating?
Be responsible for
the dinner bill. The dinner bill. That's it.
Hold on.
Nothing beyond
Why keep asking this when we're getting out of here?
It's okay to pay.
Why are you asking that when we getting out of here now?
You need to know.
My man, you could have asked that like half an hour ago.
Listen, John. Q want to pay some female bills? Go right ahead, Q.
There it is, right
That's
there.
your comfort zone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there.
Yoga's fantastic. It's great for you. But I really don't know why more men don't do yoga. And also, when you go to the yoga class, there's always like 2 men there, like 50 women. And like all the women are looking at the men, and they're like, "Is he single or not?"
So let me ask you a question.
I was introduced.
Hold on 1 minute. Them 2 dudes that are sitting in there, they look like Charlie Murphy in that Dave Chappelle skit with the glowing eyes.
They're looking fit, like they're looking really good and fit as hell because they know what to do. They know how to they know fitness. They know fitness.
They're gay.
No. My male personal trainer, who is married to a woman, he's the one who introduced me to yoga.
He's like, oh, I want to get some of those Lululemons. Spandex like she has.
No. They just go.
No, but I was introduced to it before.
They just put themselves in the top 10%. That's all.
Yeah.
So when you go to the class, you gotta do the downward dog and all that. You ready for that? Then you know.
Well, someone said you can go to the gym with them.
Please don't go in there commando.
And he said you can go to the gym with her. So there's your pass right there.
I ain't going to gym.
Stick your stomach in, Q.
Wow.
So listen, we want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. L, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much. Janice, what up? So chill, what's good? And Jazz, what's going on? Sassy, once again, thank you for joining us tonight. Madness, Q, myself, Black IT. Shout out to the rest of the squad out there. Black Republican, Jess, Aaliyah, Nisha J, the whole squad. Norris, what's good? Got a few other things coming up in next few weeks, so we'll put that out also. Let y'all know we got some special guests coming on as well. With a lot of good things, change people's life and stuff like that. So please stay tuned as far as that's concerned. You can check us out on all the platforms. Please hit the notification bell, subscribe. Check us out on IG. We're going to have a lot of good little things popping off on IG as well.
Yeah.
So IT is definitely on his game doing that. Madness, you've been doing a lot of good things with that as well. So
It's true.
thank you very much. So once again, look, I tell everybody all the time, please go out in the world and be somebody. Don't sit down and be a couch potato and things of that nature. We got to work with each other, not separate from each other. That's the only way we're going to really get through all of these things right now. So I'm promoting unity. I'm not with that separation situation. So I'll help you work on it. I don't mind the pay scale and all these different things. And I hope the person, you know, on the opposite side is working the same way. And at the end of the day, it's all about happiness and just knowing that once you get old, you can grow with each other. It's not about the bag and all these extra things that they've been programming and all these different things. It's not about that. So we can see by examples with our counterparts.
Yeah.
Look from that and grow from that. All right. So I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you very much. Live at the Barbershop every Friday night, 9 p.m. Good conversation, entertainment, and everything in between. I said L Boogie. He said to call you L Boogie. So shout out. I said thank you very much. L, I said thank you. Did I not?
Yes, you did.
But my man and them in the shop, they said, nah, don't call her L, call her L Boogie.
Yeah.
I said, all right, there you go, L Boogie. Thank you very much for joining us. All right, thank you very much. You part of the family, L, so don't worry about it. Anytime you ready, come through. Right.
Thank you.
Is that good for the squad? Squad said yes. All right. Thank you very much. So please go out in the world and be somebody. Hot damn it. Thank you very much. Tyler Perry, keep the good work up. Go out in the world and be somebody.